Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign. Wow, 2025 February is a good month. You're going to make some major turning point decisions and actions in your life, courtesy of a Mars direct, as well as a deep focus on the idea of purpose and meaning in your life that escalates to a height unseen in this lifetime. So, welcome to your purposeful actions and decisions month of 2025 February. You can listen for your sun sign. It's going to be about your career and purpose, your moon sign about home and maybe your mental and emotional feelings about life. Certainly, your rising sign, the avatar in the game of life, your simulation avatar, is going to be mostly truly all about you. Now, what I want to say, I've got you propped on a footstool, on a bar stool, because I'm recording from my office and I don't feel like green screening anymore. So this is some of my real life. But I want to talk to you about this Mars story most of all, because it's such an important one for you. I'm going to share with you the chart. We're going to go through the month in chronological order. Before I just do that, I'm teaching a Venus retrograde class starting on March 1st. Come join me. In the description box below is all the information to come sign up at the early bird discount. 6 weeks live with me. It's so cheap. It's ridiculous. I'm not going for the money. I'm going for the experience of sharing this journey with you. I'm calling it Liberate, because Venus is going to come out of shackles 3 times during this retrograde, and she's in a malefic enclosure, and we're all going to find she's teaching us the art of breaking free. And so I want to share that with you in a fun way in a group class, and replays available, and you get to keep the content forever. And finally, also, my 2020 videos are still available. 25 videos are still available. Each individual sign or the bundle for sale, 25% off. 2 hours of navigational guidance for 2025 in a chronological order. It's my fundraiser for my channel equipment and assistants and helpers and video editors. And if you want to help me out, that would be great. On my new setting, I've got a little laptop table thingy here. I'm sitting in my office. I got my tea over here. Welcome, Cancer. This is Cancer's. I like to be cozy. I'm not cozy in my window seat because I have to fidget, and I'm less fidgety in a comfortable, cozy setting with my cozy pillows nearby. And that's what I've got for you guys. Intro to Cancer specialty, cozy and comfy. So let's talk about this. I'm going to take that ascendant out there. It's just out there so I could cue it, and I'm uncueing it, and it's just a tech issue. So blah, blah, blah. Now, let's start off the month with the beginning of the month. We're doing a chronological for us. And we'll get to this Mars story eventually, which is critical for you this month. And it's very rare. Reminds us of like 1977, 78. So February, Venus is going to co-join with Neptune, especially on the 2nd. That's the most important date, okay? Because that's a break-free energy for her, because she's going to leave a malefic enclosure and get out of being stuck. Okay, I need to move us forward by days. I don't know why I'm on the 27th. Here we go. So now we see Venus on the 2nd, and she's just busted out of an enclosure between Saturn and the North Node called a malefic enclosure. Perhaps she felt stuck. Now she's on the other side, and it's in your 9th house. So freedom and breakthrough around visas, passports, foreign land travel, book publishing, contracts and deals, matters to do with your academics, getting a college acceptance, getting a great grade, graduating and feeling free. I don't know, college, universities, freedom and breakthrough around meaning of life, dharma, like what it is you're here to do, being in alignment with purpose, a freedom as you see the compass needle point to true north, and you finally know what true north looks like for you. Okay, thoughts that I have about it. And as she's breaking free here, and she's like, yay me, I'm so happy, you might feel like something breaks free in your life February 2nd, 3rd kind of vibe, like you break free of something that felt stuck for you. Okay, there's a stuckness that can end here. It may be about other people too. 9th house people, be a breakthrough with your therapist, your guide, your pastor, your coach, your mentor, or a breakthrough in the life of your sibling 2 older than you, 2 ages above you, or your relationship to them, for example. Now, Jupiter will turn direct on February the 4th in your 12th house. This can be about prosperity, because he has been retrograde here since October 9th. And this could open doors of abundance and plenty if you do international business, or you make money from foreign companies or foreign clients, that kind of thing. But otherwise, it's a very spiritual place. He's in the full-on moksha, spiritual liberation, and finding wisdom and deep truth from his soulful investigation of the place of other lives, ancestral habits and patterns, your own childhood and the patterns thereof, and kind of going very much into what is true for you. And he's been here since last May 24, and he's leaving June the 9th. So as he goes forward now, February 4th, you can go forward, and it does impact your finances, particularly your tax situations, the money you make with your spouse, money that you get connected to investments in the stock market, your retirement plan, investment monies like your 401k or RRSP monies and all of that. And so there's some breakthroughs coming through with this too, as you move forward with knowing what is true and right for you on the financial front, and maybe breaking free of some constraint regarding purpose and truly what you want to accomplish. That Jupiter-Saturn square all summer, like back in August 19th and back again December 24th, was really pitting you against this thing to do with purpose and maybe education and maybe a legal matter, and now, or maybe a book publishing constriction or challenge, and now you're moving directly forward, full systems go on the 4th of February through to June the 9th. On February the 6th, Venus will sextile Pluto through to February 8th. Venus and Pluto together are good. This is a sextile. It brings Venus into her strengths. Sextiles are the nature of harmony, peace, love, beauty, and prosperity with Pluto Venus here. And what it means is that your money in the chunky 8th house of money, that investment money, shared money with a spouse, so, support money like retirement, government gives you retirement money, your company has retirement monies for you, money from separation and spousal separation as well. But you know what I mean? Other people's money that you get your hands on, bank loans, mortgages. Okay. Pluto is there. He's riches and power. And Venus is very much supporting him from the 10th house of reputation and career. And it could look like something good is happening in your career and reputation space that Pluto wants to back up with more money, honey. So I'll call it your money, honey, career. Sweetness is aligning here for you. February 6th to February the 8th. At the same time, February 6th, but to the 12th, 13th, we have another story, a very rare one. It's Mars moving very slowly through the sky, very slowly through the sky. And as he moves very slowly through the sky, because he's doing a station direct, in the sign of you, where your sun and your moon and your rising is, he begins to line up in this February 6th to 12th timeframe with Saturn. It is such a good flow for hard work, endurance, forbearance, discipline. It's hard work pays off, focus, discipline pays off. Now, Mars is in your sign. You're the one with the actions and decisions on your plate to do something. Mars is a doer that's going to give you the results you want in your 9th house. Is it to apply for the visa? Is it to apply for the university? Is it to go to university? Is it to up-level your spiritual life? Is it to connect to a deeper purpose? Is it to work hard on the book proposal or something like that? So you're really applying a lot of energy to that 9th house of publications and many other meanings, as Mars is also in a participatory mode. Now, it's not direct yet. So this means that during this time, February 6th to the 12th, you're applying old waters that you were doing already in the month of October, particularly the second half of October, being really germane or relevant to what is going on again here, February 6th to the 12th. So go back to October and think about your actions and your decisions and your work and your passion or your hard work or whatever you're aiming your Mars willpower and discipline and structure. Saturn is going to remind you of something that may have been going on in October, but did that hard work pay off then? Probably it did, but now you're going to look at it in a new light from the retrogradation. And because you retrograded from the 2nd house, it's all about your earnings. So, well, you may have worked really hard in October. Now your focal point is in, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it, and if yes, if I'm going to work this hard, I want to have the financial remuneration. I want to make the money that I'm capable of making. I want to have the financial payoff. So now you will work hard, but you'll be looking for the payoff. And you may not have seen the same level of payoff in October. For whatever the payoff is, it has to involve some financial positivity for you, either an elimination of spending or the increase of gains in your earnings. And that's true February 6th to the 12th. Now, on February the 12th as well, we have a full moon at 24 degrees of the sign of Leo. Now, Leo for you is your money house, and that's where Mars was actually traveling. Okay, he was moving through this part of your sky already. That would have been January 6th through to, no, that would have been November 4th to January 6th. Mars was moving through Leo. So you had a taste of Mars there, sort of seasoning the earnings and money house. And maybe you were working hard, November 4th to January 6th to make money and be resourceful financially and applying a lot of actions and decisions around financial resourcefulness. But now you're looking at the situation where Mars is basically in your house of you're making the decisions, taking actions, and a moon is blossoming fully, full light, big light, flashlight in your second house of money. This can mean a completion of a way that you make money, a decision to end a way of making money. That's quite common when something like this happens. Okay. On the other hand, if it's not something like that, then it could be a fulfillment of something. Seeds were planted 6 months earlier. Okay, so just take like February and go back 6 months into the fall, like in September, as to what you might have been doing in September on the earnings front. And now you are going to blossom like a tree bearing, little apples and windfalls of fruit in your money because of things that you were seeding in the spring, in the fall, in September. Full moon is 24 degrees. Let's put it in the sky. I'm still all the way back in time. Did I say it was on the 12th? Yeah. So there's the moon. It will be right across the 24-degree sun. It is going to create a T-square in the sky to Algol on a well star, is a well star, and it surprises unexpected developments. Now, this isn't too shabby because House of Good Spirit, the 11th, can bring some pennies from heaven, windfalls, lucky financial surprises, especially from a sibling elder than you or friends, allies, and benefactors, providing a jolt of financial fulfillment or brilliance or light or like a windfall of apples off the tree of your prosperity. And it does connect to 8th house money as well, where the sun is sitting with Mercury, but it can be news about some kind of riches that come your way. And, it could be a stock that takes off too. It could be a new job opportunity. It could be something to do with the tax structure or mortgage holding, something to do with money and prosperity and surprises and abundance. And again, the 11th house can be also connected to a windfall in your career gains, a windfall from a friend, ally, or benefactor, money and surprising positive developments from the sibling one older than you that impact you in a positive way in your finances. But you must take actions and decisions on this because a square, let alone a T-square, is compelling us to do something with it, to take the action or make the decision. As we move forward, we're coming into what I call the cell phone tower deficit zone, where there's no signal, or a place of no wind on the ocean, right? In a way, like there's a doldrums, they call it the doldrums. There is no planetary alignments going on at all, really, between the 13th and the 19th of February. To make it even better, I'd say between the 14th and the 17th, which is particularly still point here, like the eye of the nothingness. What does that mean for each of us? Well, it depends on the ruler of your sign. The moon is your ruler, and the moon during the doldrums keeps moving around, but she is coming off of the new moon in the finance house. So we're going to focus on that, because as the still point begins to emerge, and you'll see this is really, we're moving into, well, we could say this. After blossoming a big full moon in your money house, Venus moves into your third house on the 13th. And you're going to end up saying, okay, 13th to the 19th, great deal of stillness is here. Moon is in her joy, though, at the beginning of this process in your third house. And what are you going to do with the stillness? Well, you could start a new business by creating a website. You could start a new moon in her joy in the third house. You could get a new job in a local environment, like a shop down the street. Moon here, you could plot a travel opportunity that's going to bring you some satisfaction and feel like it's to a destined place you've been in a past life. These are things going on February 13th and 19th that are very good for you, and your moon says yes. And with no planets activating like grabbers, moving you around on the game board of life, you're in the still point from the 13th to around the 18th for sure. This is where you can kind of be more adept at choosing and deciding and acting. Mars is in your first house. in ways that are very, very much about moving from the soul itself. Especially look at that moon sextiling, moon squaring Jupiter in your 12th house, the guru, the all-knowing dispeller of darkness from the house of deep spiritual wisdom. So some of you are really going to maybe simply start doing things that you had forestalled where the retrograde of Mars was on, and begin to consider launching the website, teaching the class, taking that skills-based class, taking that trip, planning that trip. These kinds of things may involve a sibling, one younger than you as well. All right, so the doldrums don't last forever. So on the February 14th, they're still in the doldrums, by the way, but Mercury on the 14th, Valentine's Day, moves into your 9th house at this lucky and really beginner's mind 0 point, and isn't making any real connection to any other planet. What does it mean? Probably that your Valentine's Day could be very lovely if you want to take a foreign land trip, or you want to get involved in something very luscious to do with, taking a course or going to a museum or something like that with a loved one. But it's more than that. Mercury now is going to spend time here for 2 weeks. Well, as Mercury spent the first 2 weeks of February basically in your 8th house of chunky money, and you are figuring out your tax structures or something, or paying off credit card debts, or rearranging your finances with an accounting mind. Well, that was happening back then. Now, no, Mercury's busy and is kind of like, I have a dream. He's very much like Martin Luther King. He's in inspirational Pisces mode. It's not about the details. It's about the vibe. Let me give you a meme. Go big or go home. You're not living on the edge. You're taking up too much room. Mercury can dispense these memes up here. And the meme is in the house of your true north and your purpose and your dharma. And Mercury's trying to inspire you. And he'll be here, by the way, for quite a while. He'll be here from February the 14th to March the 3rd. It could be a good time for applying to colleges and universities or campuses. If you're thinking of applying in February, March is often get your applications in. So I would say that's a good time to set your applications out into the world, especially the doldrums period, when he's not being influenced by any other planet. And he's the boss of, I'm the boss of me, and no one else can tell him what to do. So anyone applying, young people for university, college education, a visa, that kind of stuff, this is not too shabby at all. Passports, etc., or even planning or making the trip happen somewhere, somehow. Even putting a book publishing contract into play, sending something to the agent, that kind of thing, sending something to the publishing house. Now that is happening again as he moves in there February 14th. But as he continues to move forward, we get out of the doldrums. And as we get to February 20th, he squares Jupiter. I'm pretty sure I'll have to adjust the chart, but let's keep going. So as he gets to February 24th, it's holding good. He's going to be up here and he's going to square Jupiter. Now, what am I doing? Mercury squares Jupiter on February 20th. Then I get to the 20th, he's squaring Jupiter. So Mercury Jupiter is opportunity through emails, phone calls, text messages, information coming your way that brings opportunity. It can involve foreign lands, distant shores, book publishing, legal matters going your way, backroom deals and negotiations favoring you, bounty and prosperity from distant shores, international foreign revenue going your way, book publisher deal with a foreign publisher from the country you're born in, that kind of stuff. It's really good for legal matters working out as well. But you've got to take action because it's a square and it's opportunity. But like the lawyer sends you the documents to sign so that you can finish something up, go for it. The book publishing contract's on the table, sign it. So if something wants to happen that could be contractual, negotiating like something, North Node says worldly success, dreams come true, Neptune, Saturn, realistic, but a dream coming true up here. And again, your acceptance at a university or college, even of your dreams. Grandchildren are up here, and in Jupiter's children and family, you might find news that you're going to be a grandparent and that one of your children is popping a baby out sometime soon, or their spouse will be. Okay. Then we move forward to February 23rd. Well, Mercury will trine Mars. Now, of course, this is the big story for you because Mercury will be heading into direct motion. And there he is, direct, February 24th, 17 degrees of Cancer. This is like where he was October 9th. You might go back and check your day timers and your schedules because there's a very strong vibe to around October 9th, give or take a few days. And Mars is trining Mercury, information, news, conversations, emails, and phone calls. This trine is luscious. and positive and wants to give you something good. And you can see the trine is exact on the 23rd, and Mars was turning around to go direct. So for him to station direct in a perfect trine to Mercury is extremely auspicious, and something good wants to come through as information, news, conversations, documents, legal contracts, signings, etc. And that's so good for you guys. And I love it. Now Mars is direct. You can go ahead and enact all of your decisions, all of your passion projects, all of your purpose directional alignments with full authority and willpower and direct knowing that your decisions and actions are now totally on track. Mars retrograde through Cancer and Leo and they're going to bring you more money in your life. Mars retrograde in this particular way happened in September of 77 or late August of 77 to like the summer, June of 2078. That's a whole story of this retrogradation between Cancer and Leo. And so it's important to understand a lot of you won't have anything to compare this to. But I love this for you because the North Node wasn't there back then. And the North Node says amplify and volume up dharmic ninth house success stories because you're making the right decisions and actions. And you know the bottom line is the money because you need to either spend less or make more, says Mars, as he's been tinkering with your Leo sky. And, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but, around the 18th of April to the 17th of June, Mars is in your earnings house and you are a go-getter, You're going to make some money for sure. All right. And spend less and make more perhaps, and change your dietary style if needed. Mercury will conjunct Saturn after all the hoopla, and that simply means two things. It could be a constraint of communication. So I don't know, Zoom goes out when you have to have an interview for your job or something, but it also might be something else. It might be the negotiation contracts, agreements that can happen up here have to be solidified and given form and structure. And that is like contract signing, right? And legal as well. So kind of form, structure, ideas to communications that wants to happen. Downside would be a stifling of something that gets stuck to do with communication, some kind of derailment or muting of the microphone up there for a bit, but that's a short-lived vibe, and it's on February 25th. And then on, give or take a day on either side, please. And then on February 27th, Mercury sextiles Uranus. Mercury and Uranus are surprises that are positive. I need to get a better setup. Surprises that are positive. Okay. That come through phone calls, text messages, and emails, or communications, conversations, or ideas that are genius and inventive and electrically turbocharged divine downloads into the mind. It's in the house of God. Whew. So this is February 27th. You might feel it building, of course, to 26th, 27th, 28th. Algol is a wealth star in the house of great gains and the house of your career gains. So you might be having a lightning bolt of positive gains in some kind of career endeavor coming off of your dharmic alignment. So keep that in mind too. Or a friend, ally, benefactor, or elder sibling has a very positive surprise that's going to be of great benefit to you, and you're going to really enjoy it. And, it could be an unexpected travel opportunity with a friend, elder sibling as well. How exciting would that be? And that is, again, 26th, 28th of February. There's a new moon on February the 27th. The new moon is at 9 degrees of Pisces, and it's going to be a pileup up here, in your ninth house of God. So it's spirituality, truth, it's dharma, it's alignment with purpose, new beginnings, fresh starts, new beginnings in education, new beginnings in legal and court matters, new beginnings in, I'm going to forget something, travel and visas and foreign shores and international destinations. You're planting a seed that can unfold over 6 months on the 27th of February, but you can also think of the seed as giving you the kind of, hey, I'm gonna be a beanstalk, or I'm gonna be an oak tree. Seed is sprouting a bit to show you what it's about in the first 1 month after the new moon. So let's see what the new starts are up here. New publisher, new publishing house, new third marriages belong up here. New third marriage, new relationship that can become a third marriage. New. It's also fresh and new grandchild. Oh yeah, grandchildren belong up to that part of the chart. Maybe there'll be a new grandchild. Mars is the ruler of your house of children, and there's a bit of a water trine vibe. So, some information and news coming to you that unfolds the idea of you being a grandparent could come for some cancers and during the 6 months that follow the new moon in the house of grandchildren. Don't forget, if that's something you like, this kind of all signs delineation, I put all signs out on all of my content now. My mundane astrology is moving to in February. It's going to be What in the World Wednesdays, and we're only going to cover world astrology. And then my main videos that I put out Sundays and Mondays are all signs, look at the week ahead and major transits and moons and eclipses. So if you like this kind of stuff, hit the like button, subscribe, check my description box. Recording on January 19th, my community at Patreon gets it today or tomorrow. I might have to clean it up a bit. And they'll get it a week before you do, ad-free early access. The mere entry fee at my Patreon is $5 a month. So consider joining me there, or at my Substack, Pluto Chronicles, information below, my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, information below, the video, all the ways you can be in touch with me outside of the YouTube platform. Thanks, guys. See you soon on my channel.